We're here with Melissa Crespo, who is a parent advocate in the Bronx.
Bronx parent advocate.
And Lauren Seiler, who is the host of Abled and On Air on
Special People
and Special Issues, which can be seen on BronxNet. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Okay, now you go first because I have a long story.
Why I gotta go first?
Go first. Because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here right now.
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here right now.
Okay, well.
How you doing? My name is Melissa Crespo. I am from the Bronx. I'm a Bronx parent advocate. What does that mean? Legally, I am a service coordinator, but I have a child with special needs, rare genetic disorder, something simple called Sprinton and Goldberg syndrome. What does this mean in the life of Mark Anthony and the mom? I have become his teacher, his advocate, his CEO, his personal trainer, his nutritionist, and tackled everything that's come across. Because of this special need or talent, we've been able to travel and been connected to a lot of resources. And as a matter of fact, today I just saw Sesame Live.
I started about 15 years ago. I was living in a group home system, not mentioning the group home, but I saw disparities just like Geraldo Rivera did. And I decided to do something about it. Disparities meaning staff that wasn't treating people right and so on and so forth. So I walked into Lehman College. I was a student at the time. I was an intern getting no pay. And
no pay?
No pay.
Was it minimum wage like $4.25 at that time?
I started getting credit first.
Oh.
I was
no pay.
I was a student journalist, and I wanted to learn more, and I was hungry. To a journalist.
Because you wasn't making no money?
No, well, to a journalist, you were hungry to learn the business. Everything from coiling cables, and I mean coiling cables at basketball games, no pay, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. So you get a slice of pizza basically.
Tell us about your show, Abled and On Air.
Abled and On Air is a 2-hour forum for people with special needs.
4 to 6.
4 to 6.
Every Friday.
4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Every Friday.
Every Friday.
Here in the Bronx. It's in the checks for me.
Yes, you're in the Bronx at Niteline, www.niteline.com. I created that program out of an extension of Special People, Special Issues to give people more time and on the phone lines, basically. And I think we're going to be here for about 15 years. If not here, then somewhere, because my ultimate goal, my ultimate professional goal, along with Mel and some other people,
we have some projects,
is to basically take this Special People, Special Issues and Abled and On Air and do an internet, television, radio station, and TV station where people with special needs can come and work and have a regular job. And it would be a newsroom type of situation where they would go out on assignments.
Like a Vessid. Vessid changed the name.
Yeah, but it would be a regular newsroom like Channel 4, Channel 7, but only for us.
Aside from building this television station for the internet, where do you see yourself in the future?
I see myself...
Him or I?
Both of you, actually.
Okay.
I see myself in about 20 years with, I would have to say, because it can be done, with about 7 or 8 radio stations on my back. I don't care about the awards. I don't care about the accolades. I don't care about the Oscars or anything of that nature.
But it helps.
I don't care about the political backing, but I just care about helping those who need a job.
And where do you see yourself in a few years?
Okay, well, that's, could be 10, 15, 20 years, but I gotta go a few years back. I think it's 1964.
1964, President Kennedy signed into law the Mental Retardation Act, where it gave people with disabilities a good quality of life.
The 504 Act.
No, it wasn't the 504 Act.
When was it?
The 50, there was.
Oh, the 504 came out in the. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, no, but good quality of life. But however, in 1968, his brother Senator Kennedy deemed Willowbrook as a snake pit. So we went from good to bad, basically.
How do I see myself in a couple of years? I always have to thank the ones that came before me and the ones that will carry me through. And probably running for office of some sort. I like right now being an advocate, maybe somewhat being a lobbyist, Congress, I want to say Congress or assemblyist, or maybe just having my own agency. You know, I met a lot of parents who have family members or children, in my situation, children with special needs, and they have written books, they have done movies, they have done fundraisers, there's organizations, there's non-profits, there's buildings. What am I going to do for Mark Anthony?
Because you were complaining that New York State, she was complaining that one of the main reasons why I created Able Then On Air was because it wasn't really a complaint, but it was to give people a better forum. Now, with New York,
wasn't enough, a half an hour.
With New York State, there's a lot of budget cuts right now, and I'm not going to say crap hole or shithole, but her son has a genetic disorder, and people with genetic disorders don't get the funding, don't get the help that they really truly need.
Well, any person with a disability that keeps you from working or probably, going to the highest level of your education, my part is to speak on those that can't speak for themselves, and I have no problems with speaking, period. I like doing the forums and the symposiums and the conference and the breakfast and the luncheons and the petitions and the sign-ins and the walkings and all that other stuff. But, that's on a more of a, state, maybe national. I have to bring it back to my local roots. I'm from the Bronx. My son gets his services from the Bronx. Even if it's just to start a walk or a website underneath his page, I have never met anybody that has this genetic disorder. I have read about it but never met them, and I may never get to meet them. There's a lot of breakthrough in science right now, and there was a lot of offers that were given to me for my son. Let's see how that goes. And, my next forum is to raise awareness on rare genetic disorders.
And if anyone is seeing this video right now, please call your legislators, get on the phone, speak to organizations, because
use them. We need you to use them.
We need you to use them, but more importantly, more shows like mine need to exist, because this is very important information. I started at Bronx, I started doing a comedy show, and then
what was
it was called Stink Witness News.
Stink Witness News.
But it was like a daily show. But I have a mission, and
I remember that.
Through that mission, we'll get things accomplished. I mean, next week I'm going to Syracuse University and listening to a lecture about Israeli things in Israel now when it comes to disabilities.
Yeah,
foreign countries need organizations to help them. But how can you help a person with disability if you're bombing their house?
You know what? I'm glad you touched that, right? Because we live here in the United States. We live in the state of New York in the world of the Bronx. Right now we're in East Street. But the country right on top of us, Canada, don't we have free access to health? And yet we have to fall back because a bunch of legislators who know nothing about what goes on behind closed doors. I understand that the budget has to come to place. Fraud had a lot to do with it, but it's always on an individual matter, And the ones that are going to suffer, if you're not up to date on the setbacks and the 1115 waivers and so forth and so on. Listen, let me tell you something. My son is here. We have been introduced to hyperbaric oxygen therapy.
Explain what that is real quick.
Oxygen therapy is usually offered to those who were caught in fires. But for Mark Anthony, it's for generation of cells. Oxygen therapy, which is also is given, yes, it is given, but on a different level. Massage therapy. There are some Medicaid or Medicare providers that will carry the cost for acupuncture, massage, and such. But these are all cutbacks. You know, we've had so many medical journals. There's 137 journals written on Mark Anthony and Mark Anthony only. I don't know how many accolades. I don't know how many books. I can't remember everything, to tell you the truth. But you can catch us definitely at Able on Air on Niteline. And my contact information is 917-557-4162. 1917 or 1917-557-4162. And let me just ask you that even though all this may seem a lot, my goal is that my son can have a normal life like any other child or any other teenager, because right now he's like 13, 14 years old. And you know, he may be in a wheelchair and he may look a little different. He may function on a different level, but he can also be able to produce and give to the community as well.
Because when I was born, the doctors turned around.
What do you think about Mark Anthony?
Well, I'm about to get to that.
Okay.
You know, people with special needs should be treated like regular people.
That's right.
We shouldn't be treated any different. Mark Anthony has a genetic disorder, but he's a nephew. He's part of my family.
Godfather.
But you know, the doctors turned around and told me that I'll be mentally retarded for life, and all I had was cerebral palsy.
They
misdiagnosed me. And yeah, my dream is to be an anchor on NBC News. But, you know, I just don't want a segment on television about people with special needs. Whole shows should be created. So if anyone is hearing this, news directors, employers, listen up. People with special needs need regular jobs, and I created my own, and I'm not going to stop until the airwaves are controlled, because globally people with special needs, it's a global issue. It's not a local issue. Mel's got something wrong, Chuck's got something wrong with him. No one's perfect.
I got a whole lot of things wrong with me.
The only one that's perfect is God. So if news directors are listening, you know, give us a shot and we'll show you what we can do. Don't treat us like a person that should work in a mailroom. That's all I'm going to say.
Mel and Lawrence, thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, wait, don't turn off. When can we find you on SPN Crystal?
Special People, Special Issues. Sundays, 12 noon, 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, 1 and 4 p.m. Saturdays, 10:30 at 12 noon and 9 p.m. And also Abled and on air, 4 to 6, www.nitelineradio.com. Also on Ustream when it's not recorded live. And also, we're on Facebook, Lawrence J. Seiler and Melissa Crespo.
And I'm also on Tweet. I also tweet.
I don't tweet. I'm not a putty tap.
And I am registered with the Bronx Borough Office as a Bronx advocate. I also do work with Homeland Security on the outside, on an advocate and teacher's role. And I'm also with District 75, and the list goes on and on and on. Simplest ways that I love what I do, and I do what I love, and my work is just beginning. I don't know about nobody else. My work is beginning. And, you know, the pay may not be all that great, but the rewards in the long run is much more fulfilling.
Thank you, William. Thank you, Sacred Heart University, for taking the time and interviewing us, because it's really important information.
Thank you.
Thank you.